When we first started dating, he mentioned he didn't want to stay where we were from, Ohio. He wanted to travel and see everything, and I wanted to raise the kids around family. So I promised him when the kids were all grown and gone that we would move wherever he wanted to move.
I worked at the local bus system. You know, when I started working there, I thought to myself, I don't want to work until I'm 65. I wanted to retire at 55. My dad worked till he was 65 and died 2 weeks later. And I said, I'm not doing it. So once we decided we were going to retire, I started looking at tiny homes. And as I was watching the videos, a school bus popped in the feed. And I'm like, wait a minute, we can do a tiny home and travel?
We chased the American dream. We got jobs, we got moved up in our job, making more money, got the house, and decided
Cars
it wasn't something we wanted. We didn't want to be on that rat race anymore. So when he brought up the bus, I was ready to go.
Hello, my name is Lee, and this is my wife, Traci, and we'd like to welcome you to our bus. Okay, welcome to our living room. This is where we spend the majority of our time. We sit here to relax. We also sit here to eat. We have fold-out tables that set up here. And we also have a table that hooks to the front of the couch that swivels and everything. So we use it for when we eat. Of course, our TV, we watch a lot of TV. We watch a lot of YouTube, and me and my wife have different shows that we watch every night. So this is where we spend a lot of our time. So we had to make it pretty comfortable. So we built our couch. As you can see, it's pretty long. It's 7 feet long to cover my oversized body. And I sew a lot, so I made our own covers and cushions and everything. And they came out nice, they're comfortable. It also folds out into a bed, so when we have our grandkids, you know, they have a place to sleep. We built storage under that holds our dry food and some of my tools and camera equipment, stuff like that. This ottoman here is storage inside the ottoman, and then it slides out so we can put our legs up if we want. So we designed this space here to have a nice aisle. We didn't want it too close. We didn't want to feel cramped in. And if we have guests over, you know, we don't want to be bumping knees and stuff. So it works out really well. And if we need to bring in a larger table, we can, because we have the space in the aisle. A suggestion is take cardboard boxes, like a refrigerator box, put it there for your couch. If you want to, you know, a chair here, maybe a box for a chair, and you know, plan out your thing and see how much room you have. So as you can see, we're not totally done with the build. We still have some trim work to do on both sides and this door over here. You know, I was rushing and trying to get everything done before we hit the road, and I caught myself missing events. And I was like, you know what, let's just go. So we just left. And when we got there, we found that other people there, their buses wasn't finished either. And they said the same thing, that, you know, you wasted a lot of time trying to get everything done. Don't let that stop you, you know. Put in what you need and go, and this, you can always add on as you're moving. So we downsized from a 1,800 square foot home to 240 square feet bus. So we noticed that we were only using 1 or 2 rooms. And we're like, well, we don't need all this space. You know, you got a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, you know, 2 bathrooms, a lot of stuff you don't need. So getting rid of a lot of stuff was kind of freeing. It was kind of cool to see how dropping down to 240 square feet, that we still have the comfort in a smaller space because we're only in a couple rooms. So on the other side of the living room, we have the entry door. And the reason we moved the door from the front to the middle is so my wife could ride next to me as we're driving. Because when you're driving, you see a lot of stuff. You know, you cross country, you see a lot of different areas that we wanted to see. So I wanted her up front with me. Plus I like her a lot, so she's next to me all the time. Okay, so our mini split comes from EG4, and then we bought it from Signature Solar. We absolutely love it. It doesn't use a lot of juice, 400 or 500 watts. Hardly uses anything. So we can heat the whole bus up from right here. Air conditioner, same way. And what's really nice is when we're driving, we don't have air conditioner in the bus, but I can turn that on while we're driving and it cools off the whole place. So it's really working out nice. Being that we started our kitchen here, it leaves a lot of space open for the living room. If you're building your bus, really think about where you want stuff and put it where you want it. So that's the reason I built my own cabinets, because I wanted certain things in certain places, and by me building myself, I was able to put storage exactly where we needed it. We have so much storage in here, it works out great, because I was real nervous from watching other videos that we would run out of space. So everywhere I could put storage or space, we used it. We wanted to have drawers instead of cabinet doors, because I feel that you can store more stuff in drawers. You get more levels. So that's why we went with all drawers. This drawer here, so usually you would have doors. So we decided to make our drawer wrap around the plumbing. So the plumbing goes down through the middle, the drawer is cut out here. So we didn't waste any space under the sink. And this one's a little bit higher, so when my wife's preparing food, it's at a good angle for her to cut and use the cooktop. And then in the sink, at home, she would have problems with putting pots and stuff in, so that's why this is a little bit lower. I try to make everything work with her, how she works. The only thing I messed up on is I put this shelf up too high, and she has a hard time reaching stuff. So I'm always the guy to come grab stuff for her. We went with a full-size kitchen sink, and it's deeper than the normal sink too. After watching tons of videos, a lot of people complained about their sinks being too small. And a couple of our friends have smaller sinks, and the reason they did that is because they felt that we have to do a small sink for a smaller home. And you really don't. We had the space. I was like, I'm putting the biggest sink that I can fit in here. And so that's what we did. We went to the large sink under the counter mount. The first initial trip that we took, we had an antique stove in this spot right here. And this cabinet was moved down in front of the TV. And the antique stove was beautiful, gas stove. And that thing rattled so much. We were only on the road an hour, and I was ready to put it on the curb. So we took that out and decided to go with the cooktop. It works out really nice. It sucks a lot of juice, but we don't use it that much. Most of the time I'll use my grill outside, but it works great. It's a nice looking unit. We can still use it as a countertop, so it works out pretty good. Moving back a little bit further in the kitchen, we have our water filter, Berkey. As you travel, you're getting water from different areas. This will help keep you safe. We also use water filters when we fill outside. So I got a 2 filter system. So when we bring in the water, it comes through the tank, so that's filtered. And then when we get here, we use this and filter the water here. And it works out great. Then we have our electric teapot. And I drink a lot of tea, as you can see. So that works out good. Now that sucks a lot of juice too. That's like 1,200 watts, it sucks. But we got big solar, that was the reason we went with the big solar. We have our microwave. This is an air fryer, microwave, and oven. It's not too big, not too small. Fits a full-size plate. In between the microwave and the induction cooktop, we actually use the microwave a lot more because you can cook in the microwave or air fry. Here, we rarely use it, but we have it if we need it. Like when she does vegetables or sauces and things like that. Probably 90% of the time we use the microwave. Okay, transitioning to the other side. We actually put the refrigerator right here. So you had that triangle, just like at home. You take stuff out, put it on the counter or in the sink. And we also have the spice rack that slides out right here. So she can move around. Everything works out pretty good for her. When we first built this space, we had an RV refrigerator. And it was probably half the size of this. Went camping, our first camping trip, and I bought a watermelon and a couple 2 liters, and the refrigerator was full. And I was like, this ain't gonna work. My wife likes to eat. So we snatched that out and put this back in. And when I did that, I had this whole wall and section built for that smaller refrigerator. So I had to rebuild all this whole section. But it was okay because she likes it and that's the key. So for the most part, we have it dialed in exactly the way we want it and we love it. My wife loves it. She has no complaints and so I'm not in trouble. We wanted to be able to go off grid for 30 days to 60 days at a time with our water and our solar. So we put a lot of our time and energy into the solar system. So let me show you what we got. Our whole system came from Signature Solar, and we're real happy with them. As a DIY and a new person to this, they helped me figure out what equipment I needed and how to hook it up. So I called them for tech support, and they walked me through a lot of stuff on what equipment to get and how everything worked together too. Some people I've talked to bought their stuff on Amazon, and you can't call Amazon and say, hey, my inverter's blah, blah, blah. Signature Solar, you can call them and they'll work with you and talk you through it. We've even stopped at their facility and they came out with their computers and hooked up and checked all my wiring and made sure everything was right. So nothing caught on fire, so I guess I did it right. So we went with 5 EG4 server rack batteries. They are 100 amp hours each. And then we have the Victron system that's running the whole system. Victron is not playing around. A lot of people are using them in buses. So I believe this system, being a larger system, was worth it because you have the ability to grow. Sooner or later, when we want to get off the road, we're probably going to buy a piece of land somewhere and put up a building. And so I'll put solar panels on the building. When we pull in with this system, I can plug right up and this system would be able to run it. That was our reasoning for buying a bigger system. So it all depends on what you're planning on doing. Some people plan on going to RV parks all the time, so you wouldn't need a big system like this. We wanted to have the option to do both, and so we went with the larger system.
I'm an introvert, so I had my mindset on people, the world, and that's what has surprised me the most. Living on the road, as many people as we met, the world is a lot kinder than I thought it was. And that in turn made me start thinking that I wanted to put myself out there a little more and do things that I normally wouldn't do. And I'm really glad that I have, because I've met great people that would be my family forever now.
Yeah. When we got here to Quartzsite, we're sitting around the campfire and I'm talking to everybody around us. I'm like, everybody out here is on the same mission. And everybody's out here to relax and basically do nothing. It's a great feeling when you can just do nothing, or you can do something. So that's what we're learning on this trip out west. That
everybody's happy. They're all waving, and even the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs.
They smile.
Yeah, they smile at you when you go by. The dogs are smiling, the people are smiling.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling to be able to just relax. Okay, moving from the kitchen, we're gonna check out the bathroom. This door here is our bathroom door and our hallway door. Subs is both. We decided to go with a little bit bigger bathroom than a normal tiny home because we had the space. Coming from home, our bathroom is not really that much bigger. The only difference is it has a tub in it. Some people have to have a bathtub and we don't. We never used our bathtub at home, so it's all in what you feel you need. But we didn't need a bathtub, so that's why we went this route. And I'm 6'5", so I needed the space inside the shower. And the shower pan had to be in between the wheel wells, which is still small for me to get through, but once I'm in the shower, I'm good. And then I have a bench here for the wife, do her girly stuff. And we love it. I mean, it seemed to work out pretty good for us this size. The compost toilet, we love how that works. No smells. We actually vent it out through the roof. We have our urine diverter that goes down into our gray tank. We have a bathroom sink, corner style sink. We didn't want to have to multi-use our kitchen sink. You have to move all your dishes out if you have them in there. You got to move stuff around. So we come in here. She can use the kitchen sink while I'm using the sink here. It's right next to each other, so the plumbing worked out real good. It's all in what your space. Take advantage of your space. For the most part, this bathroom's working out great for us. It is roomy. We can actually change clothes in here if we have to. Space is good. We have good storage. It works out great. We love it. I don't think we would change anything. Okay, like I said before, this is our bathroom door and our hallway door. So now going back into the hallway, this is where we hang our coats and have our shoe run. Under the floor, we have storage. So we take advantage of every space in this bus, and it's working out really well. Okay, moving back from the hallway into the bedroom, we built this space to be able to get dressed and change clothes. So we got a pretty good space in between the bed and the wall. So I actually could have made the bathroom bigger if we needed to, but we decided to go with a decent size stretch here in front of the bed. Our closet isn't finished, so don't beat me up on it. But this is where our hot water tank is, and it holds a lot of my clothes. My clothes are a little bit bigger. If you're a smaller person, you might be able to fit more clothes in here. It works out pretty good for us though. We got a queen size bed. We got storage in the headboard, and we also have storage under the bed, and that's where we hold our 100-gallon water tank. We have a 100-gallon waste tank under the bus in between the frame rails. We went with a 100-gallon tank because we wanted to be able to go off grid a little bit longer, and actually I might add in another 50-gallon tank just to have more. But we can go probably 14 days with water. All depends on how many showers we take. That takes most of the water. So in your build, concentrate on what you plan on doing. If you're gonna go off grid, you wanna go with a bigger water tank and a bigger solar system. And so that's what we did here with the 100-gallon water tank. at the house, you know, the roof leaks or the furnace breaks, same difference.
That's what it is. It's sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice if you stay at home. You're going to sacrifice when you're on the road. It's all about what you're willing to sacrifice.
Exactly, yep. So our long-term plans, I think, is to find a piece of land out west, and come out here for the winter and go back home in the summer.
But when we go back home, we don't go in the house. Our daughter lives there. We stay in the bus. It's just where I'm comfortable. This is my home.
Thanks for coming to our humble abode, and we appreciate all your comments. If you want to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, TikTok, it's Bustin' Out Schoolie. That's where you can reach us. And if you want to check out some of my leather work, I also do leather products, and it's itwaslee.com. Thanks for coming, and have a great day.